This 25 minutes. Okay, then if we watch this is the last video then. I'm already on 2 hours. Last video, and then we're gonna play some games, and you're gonna stay and you're gonna fucking watch them. I don't care if you're a React friend. Okay, ready. You're not my dad. You got any bud? No.
Acquiring a stalker is truly one of the worst things that can happen to someone. No matter who you are, or how secure you might believe yourself to be, the feeling of having your every move monitored and obsessed over is extremely unnerving. While stalking often takes place in person, the rise of the internet has given birth to a new form of it, being harbored inside the very thing that we all use every single day.
Reddit.
Back in 2017, I made a video titled 3 Reddit Posts with Disturbing Backstories, and in it, we touched on a strange Reddit account by the name of Darylprat.
Wait.
Now, back
this isn't full screen, but it doesn't look full screen.
then I was still pretty new to the YouTube game, and my investigative skills were less than stellar, to say the least. I essentially presented it to you as, here's an account, this guy is creepy, let's move on. Because of that, I wanted to circle back on him and really dive into the full story of what it was that happened. Get comfortable, because Scare Theater and I are about to take you down the rabbit hole of the Reddit Stalker by the name of Darylprat.
Darylprat. What was that sound? There's really a sound. The precursor.
You may have heard of a YouTuber by the name of Alana Pierce.
No.
Largely known for her previous work as a host for IGN, she has since grown exponentially in online notoriety. This is mostly due to her down-to-earth style on her YouTube channel, her involvement with Rooster Teeth, and other online shows such as Button Bash and Save Game Online.
Cool.
Her self-titled YouTube channel has, since 2009, garnered over 240,000 subscribers, with each of her videos primarily being commentary based in the field of gaming. Now, with such an online audience, a lot of supporters flock in your direction. However, so do the detractors, and in more extreme cases, even online stalkers. Alana has, in the past, shared her experiences with such people on her social media accounts, primarily Twitter, and has claimed numerous times that strange comments and online harassment have been commonplace for her. In one case, for example, she highlights a message in a tweet. Sometimes young boys on Facebook send me rape threats, so I've started telling their mothers.
Nice.
Attached with this are 2 photos, one showing the message to the mother, and the other with her response. Not gonna lie, it's a pretty funny way to get back at people that send insensitive comments like this, but I digress. This was just one example of many that Alana has said she's received over time.
Wow, I wonder why your kid's so miserable online. It's almost like you don't know how to talk to him and raise him. Crazy.
In 2015, she would begin to date an online personality by the name of Blaine Gibson. Shortly after the relationship went public, one particular comment on one of her YouTube videos would climb its way to the top of r/nice guys for the world to see.
Wow, what a surprise. She has a boyfriend. But for real, what is it with the females that need to constantly be in a relationship? Like, why can't they be single for at least a month? Fuck, I watched all your videos since the beginning. I hope I can meet you one day and we can have something great. But no, you had to go and settle with the first douchebag that walked in front of you. Wow. I bet he doesn't even tell you how beautiful and freaking hot you are every day. I bet he didn't even care about you until you opened up to him. I'm so fucking tired of every single woman I like having a relationship. That's it, I'm so fucking done.
Oh my
In a stoic response, Alana claimed, I was single for over 2 years before I started dating Blaine. Now, Nice Guys is a pretty large subreddit, currently having over 870,000 members. A post finding its way to the top here would undoubtedly have tons of eyes on it. As you might expect, people relayed this back to Alana, expressing shock and concern that someone would actually say something like this. In response to that, Alana released a video. On October 19th, 2017, an upload titled "My Stalker, My Side of the Story" would go live, and in it, she addresses the comments that we just touched on. She claimed that it sort of amused her and that it's extremely common to get comments like this thrown her way. This, however, would lead into her explaining the more extreme situation that she found herself wrapped up in regarding a Redditor by the name of darylprat.
Dude, whenever they talk about stories like this of people, I don't even like repeating their names because it's like
2 years ago,
Beetlejuice, you know?
This guy started commenting regularly on my social feeds. I cannot pinpoint the time when that happened because I don't remember, and there's a lot of people who do that. He started to comment regularly enough that I would recognize his name, which, for the record, was always Bruce Wayne on social media. He never used his real name when talking to me. I never had any idea who he was. He never had real profiles. It was always a person going by a fake name with a penguin as their profile picture. So it was someone that I never had any way of identifying. And I still, for anyone who has asked me, do not know his name, do not have any contact with him, don't know where he lives or what his number is. People have been like, hey, you should check up on him, like, you should make sure he's okay. I don't have any way of contacting him at all.
That's
so he was just a
her
guy who would
job.
comment on my social feeds regularly, and I didn't really think anything of it.
Before the Reddit tirades by this darylprat user, he would begin his antics over on YouTube with, as Alana stated, an account by the name of Bruce Wayne. If we head over to his channel, which has a picture of penguins as the profile photo, we can see that the few videos that he's uploaded to his channel involve picture compilations of various female online personalities, such as iJustine, Jenna Marbles, and Catrific. Furthermore, in his liked videos, we can see many uploads from these creators, alongside quite a few by Alana herself. According to her stalker video, Bruce would apparently comment on each of her videos, and she eventually took notice of it. The comments then got to the point to where they were extremely overbearing. In one instance, for example, Alana had gotten her eyebrows tattooed, and apparently he didn't like it. Back when she would post videos to IGN, people would, as you'd expect, comment nice things about her, and in response to that,
when you guys come in a chat and you say this dumb shit like, why do you put on makeup? You look so much better. Like, this is what I automatically assume that you are. Like this. Oh my god, she got her eyebrows tattooed. I do not approve. Like, did no one in this earth does shit for your approval other than yourself? Shut your dumb ass up.
he'd attacked them, claiming that she'd gotten her eyebrows tattooed, as if it was something negative. Essentially, he had grown into this possessive gatekeeper for comments about her, policing what she can and cannot do to her body, and that's where she drew the line. When she eventually asked him to stop, he didn't. This ended up leading to a channel-wide block, which led to him messaging her on Facebook, also leading to a block. Afterwards, he created a new account and messaged her once more, pleading to be unbanned. But concurrently with this, Alana had a friend reach out to him, asking him to stop. When that account was banned, that is when he would take his efforts to Reddit.
I need to do this. How often do I brush my teeth?
On May 2nd of 2016, Daryl would make his first post to the legal advice subreddit with the title, "Can I get in trouble for sending a girl love letters?" Now, the post back then was deleted by moderators, and using tools such as the Wayback Machine and Remove Edit didn't seem to work. But going by his other posts that we're about to get into, it's safe to say that he was probably professing his love for Alana and asking for advice about sending love letters to either her home or place of work, both of which would be equally creepy.
Did you see the one where he said, "I feel emotionally abused by her"? Someone that he's never met, that is nowhere near, and never spoken to him directly.
Other Redditors jumped on this, asking him to speak to a psychiatrist rather than a lawyer, and telling him that if he's questioning the legality, then it's probably not fair to consider them love letters.
True.
This, among all the other advice that was given in this thread, was unfortunately thrown by the wayside. In a comment by Beeb294, he claimed,
"I can almost guarantee that she does not want to be your friend. If you insist on contacting her, you will likely face harassment charges. You should stop this contact and see a medical professional as soon as you can. This obsession is not healthy."
And Daryl, in a bit of a delusion, would respond,
Thanks for the advice, but I think I'm going to keep sending letters for now.
Wow.
If she tells me to stop, I'll stop, of course. The guy in the movie The Notebook sent like 365 letters to that girl.
Oh my god.
I feel like if I send them for
A
long
girl
enough,
that he
she'll realize how much I
knew.
care about her, and maybe she'll be friends with me then. I didn't know she didn't want those comments.
No
She
clue.
banned me without even a warning. I just wanted her to know how amazing she is. I would do anything just to be friends with her online. I like sending her letter just so she knows how cool she is. I don't see
Whoever's
why this
reading
is wrong.
in this neckbeard.
Now, for the
Way
next few
is
days,
perfect.
Daryl would go on to make quite a few replies and posts to other Redditors and subreddits, basically pleading for any sliver of validation that he could scrounge up. Unfortunately, the next 2 threads that he would make would be
Wow,
deleted.
only 18.
However,
Crazy.
there are a couple that aren't, and they allow us to get a broader picture of the type of things
Crazy.
that he was doing in regards to Alana. Jumping ahead, on Friday, May 6th, he'd make a post once more in the legal advice subreddit with the title, "If someone bans me on Facebook and I make another account and pretend to be someone else, can I get in trouble?"
He's so concerned with getting in trouble
Seemingly at a
instead
point
of,
of desperation,
changing
his post reads,
desperation.
I followed this girl on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for over a year. She's a minor celebrity. I liked and commented on everything she has posted for over a year, and I only said nice things. She replied to me a lot. Then for no reason, she banned me from all of them. I've never met her, and probably never will, but her posts and replies were the best part of my day. I made another account begging her to unban me, but she just banned me from that one too with no response. She's literally the best thing in my life.
Crazy.
So I was just going
Can't
to make
believe she
another
would do
account with
that.
a
It's
fake
almost
name
like
to
you're
follow
harassing her.
but I compliment her in every post, so I think she will suspect it's me. So, if I only say nice things and compliment her, it can't be harassment or stalking or anything, could it?
Yes.
I live in Kentucky, and she lives in
Actually, I think that is like one of the purest forms of harassment.
California,
Is sexually harassing
so it's not like I'll
someone.
ever meet her.
At this point,
Especially
he's in a
after
spot to
several
where he can't
attempts
get her to like
to
him, he can't
disconnect
get her to
from you.
respond to him, he was banned on multiple accounts, is unable to get support from any other Redditors, so now he's resorting to an attempt at gaining
Yeah,
validation
textbook
for
definition.
catfishing her. Now, Alana isn't dumb. In her stalker video, she claimed that, while she gets odd comments all the time, she was able to pick up on his strange remarks specifically. With that in mind, it's safe to assume that no matter what he did to try to lure her in, she'd pick up on it.
Okay, OP, please read my full post. While you may be enthused with this person, you are engaging in behavior that falls into the literal definition of stalking. They obviously do not reciprocate your feelings.
Exactly.
Your instinct to continue to follow and interact with them is not going to end well for you. You do not need to physically follow this person to have you criminally charged. This is a serious situation, and you should treat it as such. No one here will assist you in your harassment of this woman. I know you were in the US, but I'm having difficulty finding resources in your area that can help you deal with this and move on. Please consider reading some articles from here, as the information and strategy sections can help you help yourself. Your instinct will say, I'm not stalking her. It is wrong.
Curious Frog,
You
I was
are.
thinking the same
It's a
thing.
psychological issue, and you should reach out to a specialist and get help to treat it. Please, for your own good, please find some resources near yourself and get help before you put yourself in a situation you can't fix.
But he didn't.
What a well thought out message, like a real
Oh
attempt
my
to help
god,
this person.
how is it terrifying that I like a girl? The only one getting hurt is me.
Wow.
I think about her all
The
day, but she won't even
entitlement.
acknowledge me anymore.
The actual
If I didn't like her so
entitlement.
much, she would still reply to me. But because I'm in love with
Everyone
her,
watching
she
this
won't.
right now,
This is the worst
nobody
feeling
is
in the world.
entitled to like you.
You might notice
Nobody.
here
Do
that
not
there's a
take
shift
it
in narrative
personal.
and an inconsistency
People
in his
are allowed
logic.
to make their own
First off,
judgments
he claims
and
that he
like
only
you or
wants to be
not.
friends with her, but then goes forth to say
Just
that he
like
likes
you
her
make
and is
your
in love
own
with her.
judgments of people, and
Also,
you like some
catfishing
people
her
and you
wouldn't be a
don't.
viable route, as he'd still be pursuing her, which would qualify as harassment. So what exactly is the next approach to take? Ah, pinning the blame on her. When all of this was in the midst of going down, a post was made in Ask Reddit with the title, "User makes post about stalking a girl, then gets angry when other users link his post and call him a creep." Now, I want you to pay attention to the narrative shift in action here with his response.
What is wrong is when a girl makes you fall in love with them, and then completely crushes you by calling you a creep and banning you for no reason, then publicly humiliates you online.
Wow.
That's wrong, not what I did.
This person's full-blown delusional. If you have ever felt this way, you are full-blown delusional. Please get help.
Side note here, and Alana addresses this herself. She never once called him a creep, or ever called him out at all, for that matter. Anyway, now, with him pretty much against the world, he runs with this in a plethora of comments and responses over the next couple of weeks. I'm sure you get the picture at this point, but in his last 4 comments on his profile ever, he says this. June 7th.
I was hoping to meet her before she banned me, and I would have asked her out. I love this girl more than most people love their wives or girlfriends. It makes me sick to my stomach thinking about her with another guy.
The ultimate
How would you feel if your girlfriend
nice
found someone she likes more than you? That's how I feel. How the hell am I supposed to be happy about that?
Literally the ultimate r/nice guy that assumes that he loves someone more than most girlfriends and wives and boyfriends and husbands. Like, you don't know how much other people
June
love
8th.
their people.
I'll most likely be dead
literally
tonight,
just
so
making
that should make her
assumptions.
extremely happy. Fuck this world.
And that's it. Now, surprisingly, after his remarks penning the stalking on Alana for, quote, making people like her, anger was actually sent her way. People seemed to get mad at her for how she handled it, but she addressed that by rhetorically asking the audience what they truly would have done. She went forth to say that when you explicitly tell people to stop doing something like this outright, that is the point to where they typically take a stark turn against you, creating social media accounts and such, essentially blasting you with swear words, posting screen caps of your face, and basically doing things that would make any creator extremely uncomfortable. In regards to Daryl, she went forth and stated that she's unsure of what happened to him and that she doesn't exactly like thinking about it. She believes that he potentially made yet another account and comments on her stuff, but seeing as she gets anywhere from a few hundred to a few thousand comments per video, it's understandably pretty difficult to keep up with all of them. Either Daryl is truly deceased, he had an epiphany and realized that what he's doing is wrong, he got help from a professional, or is, like Alana stated, potentially still going under a different alias entirely.
I just started thinking of the movie The Sixth Sense. You ever see that?
Speaking of different aliases, there is another user by the name of Daryl Prater V2 that some online users were able to come across on legal advice. This account only has 1 post and 2 comments though.
You should watch it.
On July 3rd, a little under a month after Daryl Pratt's last post, he asks if he can get in trouble for hugging a girl.
A cosplayer that I'm in love with is having a meetup for her fans. She said before she doesn't hug at her meetups. I just want to grab her and hold her tight for a couple of seconds. Could I get in trouble? It's going to be in LA, California.
People in the comments took notice of his vernacular and username and shut him down pretty quickly. One thing we'd have to consider though is that this could be anyone. It's criminally simple to make a new username on Reddit, so someone potentially could have jumped on this to do a bit of trolling.
I feel like someone is just
Realizing
looking for
this,
attention
people
on their
called him
own.
out, and he responded in one last comment by saying that he was receiving death threats on the other account, so he switched to a new one.
Oh, wow.
But, you know me, this was too open-ended for my liking. I noticed that this second username was Daryl Prater V2. Okay, what about V3? Nope. V4?
Oh.
Well, would you look at that. This account is completely littered with posts about the best type of gun to use if, theoretically, someone shot themselves in the head. The first post on the account was on July 22nd in the mental health subreddit and is titled, "I want to see a therapist, but I'm afraid I'll be committed against my will."
I'm almost positive I'm going to kill myself, but I don't want to. I don't think a therapist will help, but I want to try. But I can't miss work or I'll get fired. So if an officer drags me to an asylum, I'll lose my job. Then I'll definitely kill myself because I need my job. What can I do?
In another thread posted on August 5th to the Guns subreddit, he asked, if someone shot themselves in the head with a .45 hollow point, what are the odds that they would live? when people responded with concern, he played it off as him simply writing a research paper. On August 6th, 3 more threads were posted to the firearms, zombies, and guns subreddits. If you were surrounded by zombies and had to shoot yourself with a 9mm or a .45, which would you pick?
Wow. He's getting clever now.
I have the feeling that you and I both know where this is going. So, pivoting here, I went over to perform an obituary search at legacy.com in a long-shot attempt at finding out if this was true. I entered the name as he initially had it in his first username, to no avail. Searched just Daryl, nothing. Pratt, nothing. Entered Daryl Prater like his new username and ended up finding one from August 6th, the same day that the zombies post was left on his last account. Daryl Prater, 55, from Kentucky,
55?
On August 6th.
There's no way.
Now, there is one small catch. The year on this states that he died in 2017, whereas his last post was on the very same day in 2016. Now, either this is an insane coincidence, or this is the Daryl Pratt that we've been following all this time. I've done quite a bit of cross-checking with other obituary websites, and they all claim that this Daryl Prater passed away in 2017. So either he waited an entire year to the day from his very last post to do this,
55?
or this simply
At 55, the guy wouldn't even know to be commenting on Reddit and all this
isn't
and
him.
that.
And we
someone
also
else
have to
for
remember
sure.
that not everyone
It's
gets an
probably
obituary.
his son.
He could have very well carried out what he was hinting at with Daryl Prater v4, and there might simply not be any obituaries to back it up. Nonetheless, this coincidence
Yes, he
is
would. I'm
jarring,
just
and I thought it was
exaggerating,
worth
Chad.
noting.
I'm just saying, like,
There is
the
someone
likelihood
else
of
though.
him being 55 is
A
just
patron
low,
of mine by
that's
the
all.
name of Code Purple had made an interesting connection that I'd like to note. If we head back over to that Bruce Wayne YouTube channel that I mentioned prior, we can notice that the channel URL doesn't line up with the name of it at all. In fact, it's pretty damn unique. Our Daryl Prater here actually has a MySpace page with that same URL, and here we can see various photos of this guy all over it.
Is he
The
55?
URL lines up, the page name matches, and it seems that this just might be our guy. This inevitably begs the question though, what happened to him? I also ended up finding a Twitter profile with the handle Daryl Prater V3, ironically the same name that we couldn't find on Reddit, with the same face as the guy from MySpace.
Whoa.
This account was made in 2014 though, and unfortunately has no tweets to dig into. A beacon of life that I was able to stumble upon from him, though, falls in the Battlefield game forums of all places. Here, we can find posts from a Daryl Prater V3 that are from December of 2016, and more from Daryl Prater V2 that were posted in 2017. It seems to me that he's engaging in actual ordinary conversation with other people, which leads me to believe that he just might have halted his antics regarding Alana.
I wonder
Daryl
how
Prater
he
is a
stopped,
surprisingly
though.
common name. While we
Like,
dug
wouldn't
through
that
two
be nice to know how and why he stopped so we can help other people like
of
that?
them, luckily, we've seemed to find the guy. And although I wasn't able to dig up anything past January of 2017, it seems as if
No, I
he's
don't
doing
think he killed
alright.
himself. They're
Seeing
finding
as
other
Alana has
profiles
outright
with the
stated
same
that he stopped
names.
attempting to contact her, it's safe to assume that he'd either gotten help or simply moved on with his life. Nonetheless, you/Daryl Pratt will forever go down in history as a creepy Reddit account. What started as an overbearing infatuation with an online personality had led to
People
an
who go
incredibly
a
dark
therapist
online
usually
rabbit
don't
hole.
announce it.
While Daryl's online footprints seemed to fade away after early 2017, it's, at the very least, comforting to
Especially
know
on
that he
our
didn't
forums
snap in
on
August
Reddit
of
and shit.
2016, carrying out his grim plans as hinted at with Daryl Prater V4. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I love you all, and good night.